Hey, it's Josh again, with like my second vlog that I'm doing, but I'm going to be communicating to you whilst playing my PlayStation, so won't be that much eye contact with the camera. Today I'm going to be actually discussing something that I was talking to a friend with last night about religion and science and what different people's views are on the subject, because it is quite it's a topic that not many people people tend to talk about a lot, but it's never really mentioned. So I'm going to talk about my views, and you can, leave whatever you think in the comments box or post a response. It's up to you, whatever you do. You can just watch and yeah. Anyway, so basically, we was talking about whether there is such a thing as do you believe in God? And my argument is yes and no, and I'll say no first, why I think not, and then I'll talk about why I think there possibly might be one. Really, I think the fact that there might not be a God for such is that if you look around the world and what goes on, you get a lot of things like drought, famine, you get war, in third world countries, and all this mumbo jumbo. And a lot of people say, no, God's doing it for a reason and all this stuff. But what I don't quite understand is that if God so loves everybody, so to speak, as it says in the Bible, why doesn't why do we have to have a religion to necessarily go to heaven, so to speak, as the Bible foretells? But I think the thing is, well, you got to have a religion there, so to speak, to give people belief and believe in something that might be there, that might not be there. So it's one of those subjects that's really hard to touch upon. Well, the fact of the matter is, there's never really any proof of there being a God, and that you look at what, like I said, what goes on around the world. You think, okay, maybe there is a God, maybe there isn't a God, but like I said, I suppose it's there to give people a belief, because at the end of the day, we're humans, we need free will, we need something to believe in. Different people obviously believe in different things. Another reason why I think that there might not be a God as such is if you look, but this can also link into why there is a God maybe, that when you think about how the actual Earth was formed, massive explosion, particles and dust being thrown everywhere, and if you look at where the Earth is, any 2 miles towards the sun would bake to death, would be French toast, and you put it 2 miles away from the sun and would be too cold and would freeze to death. And the fact of the matter is that if you look at what we've got on the Earth, the air is perfect percentages of argon, xenon, the halogen gases and things like that, the noble gases, sorry, the perfect amount of nitrogen and oxygen and all this stuff. It's hard to explain for the fact that we've even got all these materials that we can mine on the Earth, and the resources that we can use to live every day, things we take for granted, such as oil and coal, petrol, basic vegetation and the air that we breathe. It's just everything is so perfect the way we are that it makes you wonder, are we the only people that are actually there around the world? And which is where you can sort of, suppose, believe where God does exist, because everything is just so outrageously perfect. But you get people talking about evolution, and which is, I think a lot of people don't really understand that evolution is basically adaptation, and completely, the two things are the same but they're completely different. When you get people talking about evolution, they talk about gorillas and apes turning into us, which you think about it, you know, doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen like people think it does. But then you think about adaptation and how, you know, giraffes used to have small necks, and then when, you know, trees and stuff started to grow higher, the ones with the smaller necks started to die off, and the ones with longer necks started to develop longer necks. Actually, you know, lived on. You know, it's Darwin's, you know, survival of the fittest. You know, it's basic principle. But that's what I think a lot of people tend to get mixed up, saying, no, you know, mainly religious people saying that evolution is a myth. You're right, yes it is, because evolution technically doesn't really exist, but it does in the form of adaptation, where, you know, so the polar ice caps are melting because we've come out, you know, okay, recently speaking, 200,000 years ago we've come out of an ice age. That's very, you know, recent, you know, in the Pleistocene era. But polar bears, like for example, on the ice caps, you know, they've normally got white, technically speaking, translucent fur. But now, you know, polar bears have been sighted, you know, on the, you know, around Canada, you know, the area where they're found. North Canada, that is, you know, not Montreal, you know, not that stupid. But they're starting to develop brown fur, to develop, you know, to start to blend into the new environments that I suppose are being created because the ice caps melting. And the fact that some of them have been able to swim for longer distances, you know, because of the ice caps melting. That's not evolution, that's adaptation. And that's, I think, where people tend to think we've come from apes. But it's not been evolution, it's just been gradual adaptation. So, yeah, those are sort of my views on it. I believe that, you know, there could be a God for the fact that, you know, how the earth is and how everything is just so perfect. That's my belief. But, you know, again, I've got so many reasons to why I don't believe one. You know, like I said, if God loves everybody, so to speak, and we are his children, surely we wouldn't have to pick a religion to go to a so-called heaven or hell. Whether they exist, I don't know. Obviously we can't find if there's proof about it, but that's my view. And so, you know, feel free to leave your comments or, you know, your opinions in the comments box. Like I did in the last video, I will put in my Facebook and my Twitter, so you can go ahead and follow me, and you can create a discussion with me on there about what you think about what I'm talking about, you know, what your opinions are. And also, you know, you can leave things to talk about. You know, if you've got a topic you feel that, you know, it might be worth me talking about, then you can, you know, drop it in the comments, or, you know, tweet it me, or send it to me on Facebook. You can do whatever you want. That's, you know, it's up to you. So yeah, give me something to talk about for my next blog or vlog, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, as you can see, it's still a gorgeous 20-degree day here in Birmingham. Currently playing Gran Turismo 5 on my PlayStation 3. I will leave my PSN if you feel like you want to have a few races. So yeah, let me know what you think. So yeah, I just want to know what you guys think about my opinions, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether you think my opinions are flawed. It's up to you. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching again. I'll put all the information in the info box, and I shall speak to you either tomorrow or Saturday. Chill out.